What's going on, everyone? Today, GGG revealed a ton of content and changes coming to Path of Exile in the upcoming Ultimatum League. And while there's a lot to cover here, this video will primarily be focused on the 8 new gems that were announced. To be more specific, 4 new skill gems and 4 new support gems. To go alongside the vaal theme of the Ultimatum League, these gems will have a focus on blood, where the character will be spending their health rather than mana to utilize these skills. Because of the way some of the gems work, they also changed how the low life mechanic operates. They raised the bar of what's considered low life to 50% rather than 35%. They believe that this change makes it safer for builds that needed that extra padding. So without further ado, let's get started with the 4 new skill gems. In most low life cases, players protect their health bar with Energy Shield, but with the new Petrified Blood skill, 40% of life lost below half life is prevented, and then 100% of life lost prevented this way is lost over 4 seconds. This effectively makes a low life character that's not using Energy Shield as their primary health pool much tankier by decreasing the risk of getting one-shot. Petrified Blood also makes it so players cannot get their life above the low life threshold with any forms of recovery other than life flasks. And when you're not on low life, skills will cost 40% of base mana cost as life, making it really difficult to stay above the low life threshold. Corrupting Fever uses some of your life to grant a buff that lets you apply Corrupting Blood stacks on enemies with each hit. This buff refreshes when you use a certain amount of life from your health pool, basically ensuring that you will always have the buff up as long as you can survive the sacrifice required to do so. Chris Wilson's words of warning here have me a little concerned though.
Essentially, as long as you're consuming life to use skills, you'll be causing damage over time to stack on enemies. Be careful though.
Exsanguinate is a physical-based spell that releases multiple tendrils of blood from your character that target nearby enemies and can chain if supported to do so. These beams also inflict a physical damage over time debuff to enemies that can stack up to 3 times. Not much else to say here, except I think I found my league starter skill. At the cost of life, Reap summons a giant scythe that swipes across a selected area, applying a physical damage over time debuff in addition to hitting enemies with physical damage. If the enemies survive, you gain a blood charge, which raises the damage and cost of the skill, making it really good, but also really risky for bosses. These charges also drop off over time or when you kill an enemy. It'll be interesting to see how hard it might be to kill smaller enemies in 1 or 2 hits to avoid consuming too much of your own life in mapping scenarios. There have also been 2 new support gems that have split the existing Blood Magic support gem into 2 separate gems. The first one is the Arrogance support gem. This gem makes supported skills reserve life instead of mana, and gives increased effect to the auras that they support. The Life Tap support gem makes supported skills cost life instead of mana. After spending a certain amount of life with a supported skill, you gain the Life Tap buff. Supported skills deal more damage while you have Life Tap. The Cruelty Support gem grants the Cruelty buff, which increases the damage over time you deal with supported skills. It also increases the hit damage from supported skills, and the Cruelty buff gets stronger the harder you hit. Seems like a match made in heaven for Reap. And lastly, the Bloodthirst Support gem is aimed at low life attack based builds. Attacks supported by this gem deal added physical damage with weapons equal to 2% of maximum life while on low life. Supported skills will also deal more damage. As a little bonus, GGG also shared that vaal skill gems have been improved. They have had their numbers adjusted and increased the number of souls gained from damaging unique enemies, making it easier to gain souls during boss fights. And just in case anyone was curious, you will gain souls twice as fast as you were previously. And that about sums it up. Thanks for watching, guys. Keep an eye out for more Path of Exile videos from me in the near future, and make sure to follow me on Twitch where I'll be streaming this upcoming league. If you like this video, make sure to give it a thumbs up, and be sure to subscribe for more gaming related content.